With the IELTS exam just around the corner, this video is a compilation of frequently asked questions on the speaking section. Let's begin. What do I need to carry with me for the exam?
You will receive an email from the British Council informing you that you do need to carry your stationery, preferably pencils, so that you need a water bottle without a label, your original passport and 2 colored photocopies. Now this is for your main exam, that is your LRW. For your speaking exam, you need only carry a water bottle if you need one, and you will be provided with a pencil and a piece of paper to prepare your notes on for part 2.
How can I calm myself outside the exam room? Well, this is a very good question. If you are feeling especially anxious, try to take in deep breaths because this will help you calm yourself down. If you are feeling alright and you're not very anxious about this exam, try to remember vocabulary that you have learned. Try to revise it. What do I do upon entering the exam room? Well, upon entering the exam room, you are guided to your seat by the examiner, who is especially warm, and then you are informed about the procedure of the exam. Next, what type of questions are asked for part 1? You are mainly asked questions on your profession, if you are studying or working. You are asked questions based on your interest, your hobbies. You are also asked questions on where you live, the surrounding area, what it looks like. Basically, questions on the vicinity of where you live. So, if you could prepare yourself on answers for such questions, you would be in a better position to answer. Next, what if my answer includes the examiner's next question? Well, this is a good question because usually we are wondering, okay, I've just answered this, I've answered information on this, and then another question based on the same information is asked. Well, no need to worry. In this case, try to paraphrase what you have said. You can also start off by saying, as I said earlier, as I said, or as I mentioned earlier. As I said earlier, and you try to paraphrase whatever information is asked of you. What if I make a mistake while I speak? Well, there's absolutely no need to worry about this question because if you do make a mistake while you speak, you can apologize and you can correct yourself. Keep speaking though. What if the examiner interrupts me? Is it good or bad? Well, if the examiner interrupts you, it does not necessarily mean it is good that you have been speaking well. It does not necessarily mean that you have been speaking bad either. So, over here, if the examiner interrupts you, it's probably because you have met the criteria of whatever was asked of you. You have given that specific information that was asked of you, and she just needs to test you on another type of question. So that's what follows. So also it could be because your time is up on the 2-minute section. So there's no need to panic if this happens. Try to answer what comes in next. What type of questions are asked for part 2? Well, this is a good question. Over here, you can be asked almost anything. It could be something that you have experienced. It could be something that you have not experienced. It could be so many topics. It could be either talk about a birthday party, talk about an anniversary, talk about a person, so person related questions. It could be restaurant related questions. So it could even be animal related questions. So try to answer them in the best possible manner. Keep in mind, stop talking only when the examiner tells you to. Can I change my topic if I don't feel sure? I would say a big no. Whatever the topic is, try to attempt. Even if you have not experienced the topic, try to attempt it. Do not change your topic. What if I blank out while speaking? Well, this happens to everyone, believe me. So if you do blank out while you speak, if you can't think of a word that you are trying to use in that particular sentence, the best way to overcome this is explain what you mean to say. Forget about the vocabulary, forget about that particular word if you can't remember it. That's absolutely fine. Explain what that word means. So this will help you to start again on a new sentence or on a new idea. So remain calm. Don't worry if you blank out while you speak. What is asked in part 3? Well, here the examiner has the opportunity to challenge your opinion. So these questions are mostly opinion-based questions. It could be talking about 20 years ago, or it could be talking about differentiate. It could be talking about describe a particular pattern of maybe different countries. So there is no right or wrong answer. I hope you can understand me here. There is no right or wrong answer at all. Whatever you think is the answer for that particular question, whatever you have in mind or whatever your opinion is on that particular question, answer it. Why do I need to answer in an open-ended manner? Well, firstly, an open-ended manner is expanding your answer, elongating your answers. Try to let every answer be in about maybe 5 to 7 sentences. This is not too much, but don't only stick to saying no. For example, do you think pollution has changed? Or do you think pollution levels have increased over the last couple of months? Don't only say no, or don't only say yes. Try to answer it. I think pollution levels have increased over the last couple of months because there are a lot of households that own more than one car or own multiple vehicles, etc. So try to keep your answer about 5 to 7 sentences so that you can, given your opinion, given an example, and explain your ideas. So this will help you. This will help the examiner also understand your perspective. Also, try to, you can start by answering the question by saying according to me, or from my perspective, or I really believe, yes, I believe so. Next, how can I sound confident when I'm so nervous? Well, the first thing you need to do is sit back in your chair. When you sit back, you're in a more relaxed position. You are attentive, you're in a more relaxed position. Try to gauge from the examiner's expressions if she or he understands what you are talking about. If the examiner looks confused, try to speak a little more, explain yourself in a more simple manner, or given a few more examples. Try to explain yourself so that the examiner understands what you are trying to say. Speak slow so that you give yourself a chance to think of your next statement, think of your next idea. What if I can't think of anything on the topic, or have no experience on the topic for parts 2 and 3? Well, this is a very, very common question. If you cannot think of an answer for part 2, try to remember something that you have watched, maybe heard from someone else. Maybe you've watched a movie or an incident relatable to topic or part 2 or even to part 3. You can use that as your own story. You can express yourself on that. If it's part 3 and you really cannot think of an answer, or it's a question that has been asked of you for the very first time, you can say, I'm not very aware of this. However, I think it's, and then you can continue. So it's absolutely fine to say that I'm not very sure of this, or I've never really given this a thought. This is also something that you can say and offer your opinion. So that's all. I hope this video helped you. All the best for your exam.